Hello, hello. What is this, Sunday afternoon? Oh, aren't they wonderful? I love Sunday afternoons. It usually has to do with the fact that there's football. I have to watch basketball now when hubby watches it, but that's not really what I like. I like football. Jumping right into the spinning here. Hopefully it's not going to be too noisy. Let me get this a little faster. Flying today. Remember that lovely blue that matches my blue pants there? Exact same shade. I am flying 2 bobbins of that. This is Shetland. I dyed it. It was spun from bats. And I'm kind of catching up. I have no goals per se. I have no pending events where I'm going to be spinning all the time, not until July. So I'm kind of finishing up a lot of projects that I've had going for a while and clearing the deck, so to speak. And this blues study is one of those. I took Shetland, washed fleece, and threw it into one dye pot, and the first batch that went in is the darkest, then the next batch that came out was a lovely light color, and the last was very nice sky blue, light blue. Really was fun to put that together that way. And I did this years ago, and I have done various and sundry things with it. The medium is all spun up and hanging around the house here somewhere. This will finish up the dark, and then I have the medium to spin in a tub here beside me. I have no idea if I will make this or sell it at this point in time. I don't seem to be planning on doing anything with my hand spun except making it. It seems like I cannot get myself to knit. I just would rather sit and read, or just so many other things, as well as what I have to do around the house, and we travel and go do things, and on and on and on. And I just do not. I am not one of those knitters that have it with them all the time and are knitting on the go. I got broken of that habit when I had to do all the driving after hubby had his stroke. So now it just doesn't make any sense for me to take knitting in the car for car trips. If we're going someplace and staying there, then it's okay. I got online a little early. My birdie just told me it is now 3 o'clock. I have a clock that little birds chirp at the hour. And it's right above me here on my right-hand side, up on the wall, right above the computer. Oh, happy Easter, everybody! I almost forgot. I have, of course, heard about it all day today. Talked to my daughter some about it on the phone, or by text. So, yeah, happy Easter, happy Easter. It's not a holiday for us. I'm not cooking anything special. I have a roast in the crock pot. Doesn't that sound good? That's special. They're always so good. And this particular roast cut looked really good. It's a nice cut, so I'm going to enjoy that. Hubby grilled out yesterday for our supper. He did hamburgers and hot dogs, and he did a good job. He paid attention, didn't burn them. We've had times when his attention wanders and they get a little overdone. But they were good yesterday. He did burn his hamburger bun in the toaster oven. Yeah, well, he is just sometimes not. He has good days and bad days. Don't we all? I mean, I do too. Mine is more physical, and his is more mental due to a stroke. My bad days, I really don't want to do anything that involves standing, walking, whatever, because my body aches. This is going to turn out thicker than I wanted. I tell you. It's going to be nice to knit with, though. It's a very good DK weight. So we had a thunderstorm last night and rain, and we will have colder weather coming up this next week, but it hasn't quite got here yet. It's pleasant outside. Sun is behind clouds, but comes and goes, and it is not rainy or anything today. Hubby wants to try some nostalgic plants in the garden this year. He is from a southern mother. His mother was born and raised in Georgia. He lived in Georgia off and on during his life, but, not so much that it really made him very southern. But his mom cooked very southern. And one of the things he has reminisced about over the years that we've been together and gardening together is what he calls cowpeas. He calls them cowpeas. And I'll tell you, Margaret Holmes is a canner of canned vegetables, and she does them, right? But not many stores. Margaret Holmes is definitely a southern store, especially Winn-Dixie and stuff like that. And not many stores here have them, and they're canned. That's kind of like, I really don't care for green beans that have been canned in metal cans. I don't know, some vegetables you can just taste it, and meat feels the same way. So, we found seed in a Georgia seed seller that actually I don't have a catalog for or anything like that. We just Googled them online and found that this Georgia seed seller had them. So we looked at all the stuff on the internet, on their website, and put an order in. So he is going to get those. He is going to get some green beans, pole beans. He has grown Kentucky Wonder pole beans for quite a few years, and he's okay with that. So yeah, we got our seed order in. I always buy tomato plants, and my herbs I always buy plants. I plant cucumber seed, which can be just any slicer, and that's about it, because we don't have a big garden. We don't plant corn. We plant green beans, tomatoes, and sometimes hubby tries to put in a muskmelon, a cantaloupe. It never does good, though. I like to grow, I also like to grow spring ones, lettuce and spinach. I may not get that this year. I don't know. Kind of feeling like that's got to be taken care of in the next 2 weeks, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to it. And I also like to plant squash, summer squash. I'm okay with zucchini. I like yellow squash much better. I love yellow squash. I have tried the fall squashes. They just don't have a long enough season, it seems like. And I have more trouble with insects getting the vines when I try to grow those. So anyway, we've been planning on that garden. My daughter's been doing the same thing. She's got big raised beds in the house that she bought this last year, and this will be the first year for her to be planting those gardens. So she's been all excited about that. But hubby and I are tired. This has been a stressful week for 2 reasons. And I think I talked about the one reason, the banking stuff. I did. I know I did on Wednesday. So, that wore us out. And then on Thursday night, let me think, Thursday, we had all sorts of trouble with the cats. The weather was pretty, and I had gone on the porch to sit out there, and I accidentally left the door inside. There's a screen door, but it's propped up out of the way, so we just have a solid door to the inside at the front door off the porch, and I didn't realize that I had left it open about that much. Got an ad break coming in. I think I'll tell this story after the ad break. I know that, actually, it probably doesn't matter, unless, I don't think I have anybody here that would be going into the ads and not hear it, but maybe I'll wait. I'm playing this on the Roberta because I was lazy. I have a bobbin of the green on the green merino, I think it is, on the Aura, and I didn't feel like taking that bobbin off. And I'm okay having smaller skeins. With this, I'll have 2 bobbins, probably full, maybe a little extra over. I also didn't feel like treadling, even though I've not really been having any trouble with my knees. One of the things hubby and I have decided and promised is next week we're going to work upstairs. There are 2 rooms upstairs that are storage, and a lot of open wall and ceiling. In other words, plaster and drywall and stuff like that. Where projects have been started, patching, and not finished. And I really wanted to get that finished, so. But it also needs a good sorting out. I believe, if anybody's here, you may be watching an ad. Come in. And how it goes. I just had this moment of panic that I was flying the wrong direction. But it's okay. I'm alright. We haven't heard anything back yet from the bank. They really didn't expect that it would be more, that it might take a week to 10 days, is what they were saying. They didn't expect a fast response to it. The dispute of the charge. Huh. Are ads over? I think they are. I don't have any. I don't have any indication. There we go. Now it just told me they're running. I can see I have way more on one bobbin than I do the other. So I'm going to be making a flying ball, I'm sure. Finish it up. There we go. You're back. Okay, so the cat, so I was on the porch, the door was open to crack, and as you all have listened to me talk about the cats, the inside cat's name is Michigan, and the outside cat, that's the male, is Ghost, and they do not like each other. And it turned out that Michigan got inquisitive on the inside of that door, and Ghost figured out that he was there, and the next thing I knew, Ghost was flying through the door into the house and going after Michigan. So I go flying into the house, and all I see is the yellow cat going up the stairs. So I figured, okay, Michigan was in front of him, Michigan's upstairs, Ghost is upstairs. So I wait a little bit, I don't hear any fighting or anything, it's all quiet, and I don't do stairs real well, so I sent hubby up there. I said, go look and see if you can find the cats. So he went up, there's 2 rooms upstairs, like I said, and I could tell he was looking through both rooms, and he was up there for quite a while, and he came back down, and he said, I don't see hide nor hair of either of them. So I said, well, okay. So I said, I'm going to go up and look. I, of course, figured, all right, so maybe he didn't look that well, or it is really cluttered up there. There are lots of places cats could hide. So I went upstairs, and I looked, didn't see hide nor hair of either one. So I closed one door to one room, and I left the door open to the other room. And the two rooms are side by side, and there's a hallway that runs right from one room to the other. I have a chair there in that hallway. I just sat down in that chair, so I'm sitting sort of right between the doorways of the two rooms. But the one doorway's closed, and the other one's open. I figured if there's both cats in the door with the door closed, I'll hear a fight. If there isn't, I might hear one scratching to get out. You know, if they're both over in the door that's open, they may find each other and run down the stairs. They can't go to the other room. Oh my goodness, I must have sat there for 20 minutes listening, and it's dead silent. And then all of a sudden, around the open door, from the room that has the open door, here comes Ghost. And he's just walking out real slow into the hall. And he sees me, and he goes flying back into the room. And I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that. So, well, at that point, I went downstairs, went out on the porch, and told Hubby. I know the status. I think I know the status, but I decided before I'd gone upstairs, our bedroom door is right at the foot of those stairs, and so if they came running down, they could go into the bedroom, right? And I thought, oh, I better not let them do that if I chase them down the stairs. So I closed the door to the bedroom and the door to the bathroom. I blocked the place that didn't have a door with a sweeper and a box so that it was just a no-brainer path all the way down the stairs, around, and out the open door, right? That was my thinking. And I went out, and I told Abby, I said, I saw the yellow cat. I say he's in your room because since there's two rooms up there, one room is mostly hubby's stuff, and the other room is my stuff, the craft stuff, and the fiber, and my sewing machine, and stuff like that, right? So I said, I closed the door to my room, and your door's open because I saw the yellow cat in there. And I went back in. I didn't want to sit on the porch. I thought I'd sit in the living room so I could watch the hallway, see if any cat ever came down. And while I was sitting there, I hear this scratch, 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 scratch on our bedroom door. And I thought, oh, there's a cat in our bedroom. Turned out that was Newman. So I was all excited. I knew where Newman was. I had him in the room and everything, and I thought, oh, I'm going to keep him there till I get that yellow cat out. But it's going to be a while. I think I'm going to put his food bowl, his dry food bowl, and his litter box in there. Well, that was one thing too many. I got the dry food in there without him getting out. But when I went to bring the litter box in, out the door, exactly the path that I wanted. Not up the stairs, fortunately. He went outside. Okay, this is the inside cat, right? This is Newman, who has never gone out for months. And it's about 6 o'clock at night. So, I went out, to be honest with you. I got myself a good drink of scotch and soda and sat down there on the porch, and I said, I'm done. I said, they're just going to have to figure this out. Now, we have a cat door. Normally, it's blocked. I have a trash can in front of it, or we can lock it. So I said, it's locked so that nobody can come in. It was open so people could go out. But I told hubby, since the cat, Newman, was out, we needed to get it unlocked so he could come in the cat door. So we set the cat door so it would go either way, and that was it. We left the door open, the front door wide open, right? I want to say something about this third cat I have, the little girl, and her name is Twitch, a little gray kitty. She lives on the porch. She wants to live in the house so bad. She came in once. It's an open door. Who blames her, right? She came in once. We went in, we picked her up, we carried her back outside and said, nope, you can't go in there. You got to stay out here. And do you know that cat sat there all evening while that door was open. Sat there all evening. But it finally got to, hubby is out with a flashlight in the dark looking for a black cat, right? Look, Newman's black. We saw him once. He was under a car, and chased him out of there. I'm standing at the back door going, come on, Newman, come on in here. I did not want to have that yellow cat outside and not know where Newman was again. I just figured they'd, meet up and fight again. And that yellow cat had never come down the stairs. So I was outside on the porch, and hubby went back upstairs. And he saw the yellow cat. And he talked to the yellow cat. And I think by now the yellow cat's ready to be outside, right? It's thinking like maybe there might be food in the food bowl, and it's time maybe to go potty, and he might want to go hunt a mouse or something. I think he's ready, because hubby talked to him a little bit and went down the stairs, and a little bit later, here comes Ghost down the stairs. We can hear him, right, out the hall, saunters out the door like, how y'all doing? Where's supper? Oh my gosh. So anyway, I finally gave up at 10:30. I said, that's it. Everybody's got to deal with what they got, right? Newman's outside, but he can come in the cat door. I'm going to bed. The front door's closed. I know the yellow cat's out. The gray cat's out. Newman's out. That's a problem. He can fight with the yellow cat, but I'm over all this looking and worrying, and I'm just like, deal with it, cats. I'm done. And shut the front door, left the cat flap open, hoped that the yellow cat wouldn't come back in the cat door. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hubby stayed up, but he had fallen asleep sitting up on the couch. So I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and I walk into the living room, see hubby sitting there on the couch, and look over at the chair hubby usually sits in, and there's Newman, sound asleep. So I go and block the cat door. I hope the yellow cat hadn't snuck in and was hiding anywhere. And I woke hubby up and I said, the cat's here. He's in. You can come to bed. I mean, don't worry about it anymore. He's right. So anyway, what an adventure. I was so mad. I was going to take Ghost for a ride. Drop him off in Indiana somewhere or something. So mad at Newman. By the way, when he finally woke up that morning and I'm up, right, having coffee, he always sits on my lap. And he refused. He blatantly just curled up with his back to me on that chair all day. I think he was really mad at me for locking him in the bedroom for all that time. But I didn't really know he was in the bedroom. I was glad and, had intended to put him back in the bedroom, and I think he figured that out. But anyway, he has gotten over his pout now and is back up to sitting on my lap this morning. And today, whenever I sit down, within 5 seconds, he's on our lap. He's on my lap. So that was my cat story. What an adventure. Alright, we're going to change bobbins here. Maybe I'll put just a little bit more going down this way. on this end. Oops. I'll probably make a highlight of that section. Keep it on my Twitch channel page. That was one of the reasons Hubby and I decided we would work on those 2 rooms next week, because it was really difficult to look around trying to find a cat. They don't come when you call. There's no way they're going to do that. Get another bobbin here. I gotta turn around. If they want to hide, they're not talking. Okay, I got blue on here. That's some of the light blue. Huh. I should have used this bobbin to start it. Oh well. Hi, aw. Thank you, Knitter. I'm glad you were listening, caught it. I'll tell you, they do. I would not want to ever be without a cat. They always get so attached to me. And I would miss Newman dearly, but boy, he was on my bad side. Poor cat, he doesn't get out. He used to be able to go out all the time before Twitch and Ghost just showed up from somewhere in the neighborhood, and soft-hearted that as I am, I went ahead and fed them. That was about a year ago, so they were pretty young. I went ahead and had Twitch neutered, but not Ghost. He does wander, come and go more, but, you know, by not being neutered, he also is a true tomcat and likes to fight. I will say, I felt I felt Newman all over. I could not find any kind of indication of a fight, like a scratch, a bite, anything like that on him. And, so I said, oh, look at you. You must have been the one that was winning or whatever. But I also had the opportunity to do that with Ghost, and he had nothing anywhere. No bites, no scratch marks. And sometimes it can get really bad with not so much scratches as bites. Bites can be really bad. So they might have been more bluster than they were really fighting, right? A lot of verbal cussing, right? But not as many claws and teeth. grandson's on spring break this coming week, and tomorrow I'm going to take him and my daughter out for supper tomorrow night. Took my daughter out for brunch this last week. A lot of stuff happens in May. I mean in March. I'm sorry, I said the wrong month. Lot happens in March. We have grandson's birthday, then we have hubby's birthday, and then we have daughter's birthday. It's no wonder I've been hungry for birthday cake. I have not made any. I haven't gotten any. Nobody's made any for any of these birthdays. And I think that's part of the problem. It's like, there should have been some birthday cake this month sometime. Just haven't had the incentive to make one. See if I can catch me a Pokemon. Oops. Not that way. Aw. No one got it. I didn't get it. No one got it. I don't know about you all, but I really like Amazon Prime Video. And my gosh, there's so much on my watch list, and I just don't have really the time to watch as much as I'd like. But I just found another to watch. There is a current TV series been on for years called NCIS, and the medical examiner Ducky, right, is David McCallum. Now, I watched that with hubby because he loves that show for a couple years before he finally said, You know who that is, don't you? I said, David McClellan. He says, yeah, that's who played Ilya Kuryakin in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I looked at him and I thought, well, years haven't been real kind to you, and years haven't been real kind to me. You know, he was such a handsome, blonde, 70s haircut kind of guy, and I will be really honest, I think he was my first TV actor crush. I know he was. So it was kind of disappointing. But however, because of that, recently I got the thought that maybe Amazon Prime I could watch old Man from U.N.C.L.E. Episodes. So I looked it up today. Well, no, I'd have to rent them or buy them. They're on there, but I'd have to rent or buy them. I don't really know how many seasons there are. So I was looking at all the other ones, and he popped up on another old TV series. And you know, I can't remember the name because I have never heard of it. Maybe it only played in Britain or something. Anyway, it has 4 seasons, so I bookmarked that. I got that to watch now. And it's from the same period as, it might have been before Man from U.N.C.L.E., I don't know. But he looks the same as he did in Man from U.N.C.L.E. Sadly, he passed away last September. He was 90 years old. That makes sense based on my age and his, age when he was acting, but still, wow. I can't see that teenage crush at 90 years old. Fortunately, through the movies, he will always be young like that in those shows. That's the gift that actors have to them, a gift to them. My one bobbin is just about empty. Got one little thick section here yet at the very top. That first partner would have spun. I'm drinking 7-Up today without any kind of alcohol. Tastes good. Very summery. Let's remove one bobbin. Cut this fluffy bit off here. In fact, I have to cut the whole thing. So I can do something about the second bobbin that's got a lot on it. A lot on it. So let's make a playing ball. Push this back here. This is what I'm going to spin next. Light blue, a little bit of it. Alright, let's see here. Do I really want to do this with my left hand? Not really. Oops. Ow. Oh, I'm going to run into the spinning wheel this way. With that. Okay. You know, with all the tools I have for spinning, it ends up feeling like a job in many ways. Well, I gotta do this next, gotta do this next, right? It's not that I don't have joy in it. I like it, but it has this has to be done before I can do this bit to it, right? Fiber has to be cleaned and processed maybe, and yeah. There's always one thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing. Even after you make the yarn, then you gotta do something with it. Oop. Come off of there. There we go. Alright. On the other hand, those tools really do make short work of so much of it, right? Don't want to do that. What I just did by hand. this back in camera. Be comfortable. I suppose I'm not even at an hour yet. That's alright. I'm going to finish up right around an hour with this. I don't have any good way. I could be really fiddly about it and try and splice this into. I have tried this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see how it goes here. The key is getting the ends really wrapped into. Wow, I hit the speed button on there. Okay. That did it. I have to move my hook though. Now, that may not stay well. It's not definitely going to stay maybe as well as a knot, but it's a little nicer looking. Hang on here. Let's get my white towel so you can see this plane from a ball. This bobbin, I don't know if it's going to hold all this. Boy, that music sounds loud. I don't know. I didn't do anything. Usually I can't hear the music. So one end runs around the outside and the other end comes from in the middle. Because of the, when I do that yarn winder, it does a pull ball, for when you knit, you can pull out of the center. Looks like I skipped a hoop here. Oh well. I'll fill it in later. And this is starting to collapse in on itself, so the inside is pulling harder because the yarn collapsed onto it. And you kind of have to turn the ball around a little bit because the outside feeds from different places. The twist and the wraps per inch are very inconsistent doing it this way. I only do it, of course, for a small bit that's at the end. This is, in fact, quite a bit more than I usually have left over. I showed that at the beginning before I started flying that for some reason I had a lot more on the one bobbin than the other, even though I made 8 bats and divided them into 4 bats each. Some of the bats evidently had less fiber on them than and I didn't get that divided right. I thought I weighed them, but maybe not. Maybe I just visually grabbed 4 and did it that way. I have had this ball tangle on me in the past. So it gets down to the end here. I gotta move my hook. One more for a little bit. That's all I got left is a little bit. Alright. Yay. That looks great. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. Maybe I'll weigh it, because this is going to be a quick spin. There isn't much left here. I currently use my scale as a drawer. It holds needles, reps per inch, and 2 things of Scotch tape, and great big great big eye needle for canvas work. Alright, I am going to make some quick notes here. Applied, dark, auburn, blue, steady, Shetland. Two bobbins of 2-ply. Leftover, light blue, okay. Oops. 3 ounces. That's spinnable, yeah. 0.3 ounces, I meant. 0.4 ounces. Come here. Sorry. 0.75 ounce. 0.77 ounce. Okay. So this goes with the one that had a little bit less. What did this have? 0.4. This had 0.3. All this together, we have 1.08. All this together, we have a pile that's too big to measure here. Yep, 1.1. It's still too much. Let's split this out. .94. Yeah, that does not want to sit in there. Huh. Can't get it. Thought I had this figured out. Alright, that's technically 0.8. And that's 0.8. So it's these two. 0.19. 0.3. 0.4. I need 3.5. 3.2 or 3.33. Yeah, 3.4.0. Why? Oh, I see why. It's not zeroed. Yeah. How did it get screwed up? Four o'clock. That thing scares me. That makes me jump. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this still isn't zeroed. What is going on here? Are you dirty? That dirty? Point 77. Point 75. I wonder if my batteries are going. This finally has gone crazy. Because it's zeroed now. It's 0.36. That's close enough. But it doesn't stay zeroed. This thing is pretty old, but it's been rock solid, dependable. okay. It is what it is. I'm going to do it that way. Alright, I'm going to take a stretch break here. I am actually starting to feel like I'm over my cough. I have some problems in the morning. Because you spend all your time laying flat and then you sit up and stuff starts draining. You know how that is. So, okay. We can go a little faster than that. This isn't going to be as easy to spin because I've messed it up a lot. It's not in its bat form anymore. This is a leftover from when I combed top on this. I have too much pull in. That's my problem. Oh yes, much better. forgot to empty my trash can. Needs it. Okay, you all are in ads, and you probably can't even hear me tell you that. I always sneak these in, the ones that come around this time. On the other hand, they seem to be a little quicker. I think they only run 2 minutes. Alright, welcome back. Thank you for watching those ads. Just been spinning away here on the first half of this little bit of a light blue. I don't know if there's even, I think there's maybe 1.5 ounces of it total. I already have some of this already spun into yarn, but I'm not sure where it is. I have hand spun in various places. yarn that has been to a vending situation, yarn that needs to be washed, and yarn that's washed and hasn't been to a vending situation, so that I know to be able to put fresh inventory out when I'm planning on what I'm going to take. I keep them separate. Okay, now we're down to roving. It was a bat, and I pulled the bat apart to make strips. Rolled that all up in a ball. Makes really wonderful roving. Hello. Happy Easter, Holly. I hope you've had a good day. Didn't have to work too hard. It's good to see you. Happy Cadbury Cream Day. I asked on Discord, Guitar Nut, who raises Angora rabbits, posted Happy Easter, and I asked him if he found any Cadbury eggs in his rabbit Actually, I don't like that. I'm not fond of jelly beans. I'm more of a Christmas candy girl, I think. I do love chocolate, and I'll eat a chocolate bunny, uh, ears to feet, but, anything peanut butter and chocolate, of course, is the Cadbury. I mean, the Reese's eggs. Those are a winner. But we like to go and get the candy when it's on sale. I don't know if it will be or not tomorrow, but we buy a little bit. I did not see hardly any solid chocolate bunnies. Now, I'll tell you where I get Easter candy. We travel to Florida. We go south, and in Manchester, Georgia, no, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Manchester, Tennessee, there is a Russell Stover chocolate outlet. And let me tell you, the next time I go to Florida, there'll be a lot of chocolate bunnies. Because they seem to always have them left over, and they put them on the sale table. You got a few boxes of the Cadbury eggs for your mom and you. They hurt my teeth. They're so sweet. But the Russell Stover, I mean, you can even get Christmas candy. They just seem to have. And I've never gotten anything that was bad. I mean, I don't know if they can actually put an expiration date on, chocolate candy or not, but that's when I stock up. Hubby likes turtles, and they make big boxes of turtles, so he likes to get those. And when my mom was alive, I'd buy the 5 pound bloopers. They call them bloopers. They were candy that, were misshapen or whatever, and there were all different kinds of flavors in this 5 pound box. Let me tell you, that's a lot of chocolate. So I take it to Mom, and she loved it. She put it in the refrigerator to keep it for a long time, and she'd have a piece or two every day. Of course, she weighed 98 pounds. She had so much trouble getting weight on her anyway. But she enjoyed that. And I was glad. I just saw that you said you got the last few. I didn't really even catch that. I read it as you got a few boxes for you all, you got the last ones. I did not dye eggs this year. Uh, we went to the grocery store yesterday, and I thought that was going to be a zoo, but it wasn't bad. I was really surprised. Of course, we went to our small town Kroger's, but still, I thought it'd be really busy. The checkout people said they'd been real busy, so maybe we just hit it a lull. Anyway, I was looking at the price of eggs, and a thing of 18 was $3.18, which, you know, eggs have not been dirt cheap for a long time, since 2020, or whatever wiped out all the chickens one time. But I remember when I was dyeing Easter eggs, buying 2 dozen of. They didn't seem to have the 18 then. I don't remember them anyway. And they'd be 99 cents a dozen or something like that. And then you'd have all these hard-boiled eggs, and you have to make egg salad and deviled eggs, and I will eat a sliced up deviled egg. I mean, a sliced up regular hard-boiled egg on toast. I like it that way. But Ted doesn't want his eggs anyway but scrambled. Oh, I just said his name. Sorry about that. I just outed hubby. Yeah, hubby wants his eggs scrambled, and that's it. So I don't do it anymore. There are 4 eggs per box. 1 a day is enough sweet. They are really sweet. You have lots of friends in my community that keep eggs, so I always get eggs. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I have raised chickens in the past, but I never have here, because I was always working, and because the dogs are such a problem in the valley. They run. I never trust the fencing. You love yes, in white sauce over toast. Oh, I know. That is my favorite. And I have not had that for years. You're right. That's my favorite, too. As a kid, I begged for that for a meal. Oh, now I'm going to have to make it. Oh, that sounds so good. That's not when you see it very much at restaurants for breakfast either. So maybe some of your old country diners. Deviled eggs are starting to make a comeback on menus, though. I've noticed that they're becoming a bar food. Don't ask me how I know that, but I've seen them on any number of bar menus now as bar food. You were thinking of the same thing. You just need to get some bread. You made a couple of quiches last week. Oh, yike. That's something else, I used to make a lot, and hubby won't eat that either. I changed how I cooked when he and I got together and married. My first husband and I probably had tastes very similar, because I remember cooking a lot of this stuff and he'd eat it. Creamed eggs on toast is that's the way I would ask for it. I want creamed eggs on toast. And I can, as an adult, see how, the child asking for that anytime, you just don't have deviled eggs. I mean, you don't have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge necessarily. And they didn't have microwaves. right? That you could, if you had hard-boiled eggs, I keep wanting to call them deviled, hard-boiled eggs, you could warm them up a little bit and then put them in the sauce. That would work. But I guess she had to hard-boil the eggs. I'm talking, I was in grade school. You know, I didn't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I mean, come on, Mom. You asked me what I wanted. maybe, maybe she already had it made, knowing what I'd say. I can imagine that being right, too. You do have a lot of eggs right now. Well, yes, the chickens that are laying. I mean, this is spring. Come on. You need to pull out a recipe for egg casserole so you can use some of them up. Yep, this is like, whew, tell those chickens to stop laying so much. Or let them raise a few babies. Well, be glad you have them, because let me tell you, if you were buying them in the store, I think you'd notice how much it's gone up. I can eat scrambled eggs with cheese any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or midnight. Do you live close to a grocery store, Holly? We have to drive. Uh, it's only about 20 minutes, but, you know, it's... Of course, if you have a grocery store preference, a lot of times, even if you live in a city, you might go, like, that distance just to go to your preferred grocery store. I was texting with my daughter this morning. No, I called her. I was talking to her. And, because when I texted her and I said, "Can you talk?" She said, "Yeah, I'm driving back." She said, go ahead and call. And she said, "I went to the grocery store." And I said, "You went to the grocery store this morning?" I said, "Whatever happened to sleeping in?" I mean, it was like, well, I guess it was 9 o'clock, but I was surprised. She was up and at the store. But what she was saying was she didn't have bread for breakfast. That's why they went. Right, this is going to be the end of this bobbin. I said there's only a little bit of this fiber to spin up, so it's going to go real quick. I suppose I could look for a second fiber and use this to ply with, but I'm just going to go ahead and spin it up and apply a small skein since I already have a couple skeins of this somewhere. This was just a little bit leftover fiber. Pretty blue. I love that color blue. The local gas stations do carry some groceries. Oh, yeah, okay. But the closest town is 65 miles. That's further than mine. You go about twice a month for groceries. Yeah, I can understand that. Even our, I have little town, big town. Even our big town is about 40 miles. Alright. This is second bobbin, and what I'm spinning here is combing waste, so it's going to be a little bumpy. Oh, I'm so close to being done. Oops. I have a runaway thread here. Runaway yarn. I did something I haven't done for a long, long time. I put a book on timeout. I have been reading a huge 900-page anthology of mysteries from the 1930s, 1940s, 50s. There is like one from the 70s. So, it's really cool. It's really fun reading and everything. But this one story just is going on and on and on and on. And I cannot stand not finishing a story, right? That just drives me crazy not to finish it. So, my solution was I'll come back to it. I picked up another book. It's like, and unfortunately, I have a stack of books because there's always books I want to read, right? And I have a stack beside my chair, and I just pick up whatever the next one is. And this one is an anthology of Isaac Asimov's stories, which should be really good. I like science fiction, and of course he's a fantastic writer, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be a nice break from that mystery, but it was kind of like being in a nightmare that you can't get out of. This story had that feeling, like it just kept going on and on and on. I don't know the writer. I've never heard of him. It's not like somebody that you know, right? As mystery writers, it's not one I've ever heard of. But anyway, the deal with this is the anthology for this mystery one is called 3 by 3, and what they do is they have a novel, a novelette, a short story or two, and they do that 3 different times. So this one happens to be the novel part of that 3 by 3. Not Raymond Chandler. He has one in there. I've already read the Raymond Chandler, and it was really good. Right. All you zombies. No, it's not that kind. It's, a person being sought after by people that want to kill him, and he just keeps finding ways to get somewhere else, and it's all about his plotting and scheming and that sort of thing to avoid being killed. Anyway, I put a book on timeout. I've never done that before, I don't think. I was like, I'll just put you back up here on the shelf for a while. I picked these up when I went to Half Price's outlet store, which surprises me that it made it, because what's in the store is, what didn't sell in all of the Kentucky stores. But, yeah, it was sort of like, I think it was $2, and it was sort of like the biggest book you could buy for $2 because it was so many pages. Not how I buy my books, but I had that thought. Per ounce, I got an incredibly good bargain. I guess I think too much like buying fiber, don't I? I can't tell if the bird is in the music or if it's outside my window. I think it's in the music. It's not my clock. Not time yet. Well, I am going to stop. I'm not done yet, but I am going to stop and see if there's somebody we want to raid. I might sit here and spin a little bit if we raid somebody. I have a little bit I could do. Let's go take a look at who's streaming. Time went fast today. Very fast. Let's see. Turn the music off. Let's go to Twitch something something Sunday. Alright, I gotta turn this up a little bit. Someone's doing diamond dots.
Oh yeah, the anxiety show.
Anxiety tonight.
Like the anxiety show. When your brain pulls out the old projector. But tonight we're gonna watch Every Single Time for You. Put your foot in your mouth in a conversation where you said the wrong thing, or you fell.
So let's see what if this person's painting eggs. Sorry, Ed. Can't skip when it's... Alright. This is Arturos. I guess they're wood. Alright, let's go raid somebody new. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Well, first of all, I want to say goodbye, everybody. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I know a lot of times it's a busy day and lots of family around, so I appreciate everybody that came by and said hello. I am going to go raid, what did I say his name was? Arturos, rated Archeros. I'll be back on Wednesday in the evening if all goes as planned. It didn't last week, but it might this week. Alright, go say hello to Archeros, and then have a wonderful evening, whatever you do. Alright. I need to change my plug-in here so I can hear.